Hi, and welcome to another episode of Piano TV. So today we're going to work on an easy piano arrangement for the Overture to William Tell, which is a song you might know better as the Lone Ranger song, or maybe just like that song I've heard a million times, but I don't know why. It's awesome, it's fast-paced, it's got staccatos, and it even modulates from a major key to a minor key, so that's kind of exciting too. Let's dive in! So, backstory time. This piece is originally from an opera that was from the 1800s, and it's hard to believe that it's so old since this piece is so well known in pop culture. But it was created by a guy named Rossini, but there's another guy that you might know a bit better. He was kind of like the rock star of the Romantic era piano world. His name was Franz Liszt, and he wrote a piano arrangement of this overture, and all the ladies were swooning because he was a rock star. So let's listen to what this piece sounds like, and then dive into the details. Let's take a look at the key signature of this one because it's actually pretty interesting. So 2 sharps is telling us that piece is either in the key of D major or it's relative minor B minor. Now, if we look at the first couple notes, we have an A in the right hand and a D and an F sharp in the left. Those 3 notes form a D major chord, so we can pretty safely assume that this piece is going to be in the key of D major. However, once we head a little further along the piece, you'll notice something kind of awesome happens. I think it's kind of awesome. Anyway, what are these 3 notes here? We got a B, we got a D, and we got an F sharp. Now, that's a B minor chord. So what happens is this piece actually modulates from D major to B minor in this section. And then, as you get even further along, doop, doop, doo. Oh, what's that doing there? Get out of there. It goes back to D major. So that's kind of fun. A lot of music does this. It'll change keys halfway through, and it just creates more interest. Now, you probably also noticed the tempo when I played this, but Allegro is Italian, and it means to play pretty fast. So the D major sections of the song are marked with mezzo piano, which means to play at a medium quiet volume. And then once we swing over to that B minor part, it switches to forte. So this is going to be kind of like the pinnacle of the piece, I think, because once you get back to the D major part, you return to mezzo piano. So that's kind of like a way to understand the song's structure too, just by looking at the dynamics. It's kind of telling you what the big parts and what the low parts are going to be, the peaks and the valleys. There are no finger markings in this particular arrangement of the piece, so what I would suggest is printing it out and adding your own number markings where you need it. I do this all the time because a lot of pop music won't even put finger markings at all, but I think it's really important to write certain ones in. You don't need to write the finger number for every single one, but for important parts where you might kind of forget what would be the best way to do it. And the reason I suggest doing this is because if you do the same finger pattern every time you play the song, you're going to learn it better and you're going to remember it better. If you change your fingers every single time you do it, you're never going to really develop that finger memory. I hope you gleaned some useful information from today's video and that you enjoy playing the piece. As always, you can find the sheet music below in the link on the blog, which is pianotv.net, which you can also come hang out on, and we'll have some video parties and piano parties and kitten parties! I can't even think of like anything to say that would be remotely funny. It's just this like gray day outside. All rainy.